man this, didn't a man that. Man. Let's just blame man and take no accountability because it's a man's fault.
But didn't a man make you a single mother? Didn't he leave you with a broken home? Didn't a man leave you high and dry with those babies? No, actually, no. Nobody made me anything. See, that is what I find to be so interesting. The idea that anything that has happened to me is automatically a man's fault. Let me explain something to you, because this is something that I used to hear often on that Bird app. And if this channel was, or if this account was to get bigger, I'm going to hear it here too. So let's go ahead and get in front of it now. Nobody made me anything. There is not a single circumstance that I am not currently sitting in and living in that I was not a willing participant in. Every decision, even though I could say in hindsight, I didn't fully understand certain things back then, I was still a willing participant in my life. Right. I still made poor decisions. I still did things I wasn't supposed to do. And now I sit in my circumstances, or I sit in certain consequences, and I sit in where I am in life now, and I look back and I absolutely see where I dropped the ball and where I made mistakes and where I made poor decisions. And I have to take that on the chin and just keep moving through my life, because I am no one's victim.
And usually when you are their type, they want to commit faster. Let me repeat that. Usually when you are their type, they will commit faster than if they are not. So when you can't get a man to commit, and they don't want to commit, and they're not even trying to commit, and they tell you they ain't finna commit, you're not their type. Okay? So you just need to understand that. Because if you were their type, they would be asking you for commitment faster, because you are their type. Y'all have to remember, men date and they deal with women for totally different reasons than women date and deal with men. They deal with you for access to your body. They deal with you just so they don't have to be alone. And they deal with you because you want to deal with them. You understand? So you don't have to be their type in order for them to deal with you, in order for them to date you, in order for them to lead you on. You don't have to be their type. You just have to be willing to waste your time. Do you understand? So it's a sad thing that women will just go along with it and don't really care, or they do secretly know, but they're in denial about it. You're not going to get as much as you could, and you're not going to get the type of treatment that you would if you were with a man who's like your type. Get in where you fit in. Go where you are appreciated.
You're not a safe place for your wife if you don't want to hear her emotions and what she has to say. Most men want their wife to be more accountable for their actions. They want her to take responsibility for how she shows up, for the ways that she expresses herself, and ultimately to behave more like a man. A man wants more peace in his life, and yet the majority of men are not willing to change their behaviour in order to receive it. They want their wife to change. They want her to lead on the change, while he sits back and does all to try and change the dynamic that they're experiencing. It's ironic, because they're demanding more respect, and they're demanding more intimacy, and they're demanding all of these things from their wife, and yet they're not willing to lift a finger in order to create these experiences and a safe container for them to play out on their own accord. They look to their wife as the person who's going to initiate the change. They look to their wife as the person who's going to do the work, because they feel entitled that they don't have to. It's an immature, childish behaviour. How can your wife look to you as a man that she wants to be intimate with, who she feels love from, and trust to lead the family, when you point the finger at her and say that she's the problem? She needs to control herself, and she needs to be doing a better job if things are to improve. It's not masculine to blame your wife and make her responsible for the change you need to lead.
Men, I was just having a conversation with my younger sister. She just came back from the Dominican Republic, and she said to me that she liked that men in Dominican Republic are much more assertive, that when they like you, they let you know. First of all, they're looking at you, and they're looking at you with desire, with lust, with like, I want you. And she really liked that. She said, I enjoyed that. She's like, men in the US, you really have to keep like glancing their way and giving them a ton of validation before they actually approach. Whereas Dominican Republic, you make eye contact with them and boom, that's it. They're coming up to you. That's all that they need. And she really said, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that assertiveness. I enjoyed that confidence. I thought it was sexy. I thought it was hot. So the question is, are men in America not assertive enough because the Me Too movement, the way you pursue, or is there another reason that men are no longer approaching women in the US? What's going on here? Because I do agree with her that in other countries, even myself, when I used to travel to Europe or other places, I would get approached in a much more confident and assertive way, whereas the US, you do have to kind of like glance like at least 10 times at the guy for him to know that you're interested. So why is it that men in the US are not confident enough to approach women? Let's talk about it.
All these modern women are saying, you know what? How come you just don't shoot your shot? How come you just don't, just do it? Just do it. Don't worry about anything. Just do it. It's funny how y'all can coach men through what they're supposed to do. Oh, you need to do this. You need to say this to me. You need to be this way. But you cannot coach yourself on doing the same thing. Number one. Number two, when somebody says, oh, I recognize that that's an issue for me, I'm going to try to fix that. Now, I've also recognized that you have some issues that maybe you need to fix. All of a sudden, I don't want to hear anything. I can't hear nothing. I'm a perfect little angel. Interesting.
Let me clarify for those that don't understand. If he says he wants to see you and says he'll let you know, not interested. If he likes your story and likes all your posts and sees your stuff, but doesn't ask you to hang out, not interested. Not interested at all. If he's in a long distance situationship with you and doesn't come to see you, not interested. If he takes you out and doesn't call you back within a week, not interested. If he FaceTimes you every night and calls you every night but doesn't see you, not interested. If he's always just a little too busy and doesn't have the time, not interested. He takes you out on a nice dinner and it takes him a week and said, hey, he's sorry he's been busy, he just got back to, he ain't interested. Not interested, all right, girl? I'm gonna tell you right now, unless the only way he shows interest is number one, if he asks you out. I don't care what remote thing he's doing, I don't care what kind of long distance situationship you're in, I don't give a about any of that. And number two, he commits to you. Those are the only two things. Like I've said in my last video, there's only two ways you're going to know if he's interested. Is he asking you out and is he committing to you? Doesn't matter. I don't care how many times he FaceTimes you. I don't care how many times he likes your story. I don't care about how much he says he likes your mom and he wants you to meet his family. I don't give a shit about any of it. Unless he asks you out.
I DM'd a girl and I said hello or hi or something. And she said, hi, if you think I'm pretty, pay for my nails today. Thank you. Send me her Venmo. And I was like, and this is what I replied back. I said, I don't think you're that pretty. Then I said, that's girlfriend treatment. Then she said, haha, goodbye. And I thought it was so funny. One, I don't even know you. Two, I've never met you. Three, how many people do you do this with? Huh? I'm not just one of these men. They're going to throw cash at you. Then thinking me throwing cash at a stranger is going to get you to reply back? No. The only way you have access to my money is through me. I'm not just going to be sending you stuff like that.
That man hit the nail on the head when he started to question how frequently this woman has done this sort of thing in the past. Because absolutely, it is not the first time. He is not the first man. He is not special in any way. And he knows that, just like all good men know that. They're not going to send you money to go do your nails, especially when they're not in a relationship with you. It's just so odd to me that women don't connect these dots. Like, if you are expecting that of him, you are just filtering out all of the good men. And then you're left wondering, where are all the good men? Well, it's because you filtered them out months ago.
The only man I will ever trust to be a good man is the man whose girlfriend hates other men. Do not tell me you're a good man if your girlfriend is some pick-me-sha. When I see a woman who literally hates every other man but is down bad for her man, she keeps it real and she's like, no, that man's a piece of shit. She hates all other men, but she's down for her man. I know that's a good girl. That's a good girl with a good man. Because this is the kind of girl who literally will say, no, That man is a bad man, and she chose her man because her standards are so high, okay? She knows I would never be with that POS, all right? And so you know immediately that her man is a good man. Women who hate other men and have a boyfriend, like they're down for their boyfriend, but they're like, most men are pieces of, those are the good men. Okay, so don't tell me you're a good man if your girlfriend is a pick Misha who's saying every man is a good man, I ride your for my man. Absolutely not. Because the girl who is down for her boyfriend is also, she hates men, is also the same one who will say, I'll leave if it's inconvenient for me. I'll leave if he cheats on me. I will leave. And he knows this, making him a good man. And if you know, this is true. Okay?
A lot of these modern women don't really understand what they're losing. They think for some reason they're going to have their time in the sun forever, right? So you might have a good man or a solid man. Not saying the man is perfect. Not saying that, he got some stuff to work on. He got a lot of stuff to work on, but so do you. A lot of times modern women think they're perfect. And so that man that was there for you would do anything for you. You don't want that man. You want to go see other people. You want to go do your thing out there. You want to have a hot girl summer. But then when you stop messing around and you see that, oh, well, wait, actually, there's nobody going to take care of me like he does. I ain't going to come crawling back. By that time, he's moved on.
So men practice hypergamy too. I don't know why men are getting so mad, like, oh my god, like females, and they practice hypergamy. They only date up, like they only want Chad, they only want the rich guy. Men do it too, and you guys just don't realize men do the same looks, bro. Have you ever seen a man date down, regarding looks anyways? Like, typically men would never be talking to a chick that society finds conventionally unattractive. Like, forget about it. Genuinely forget about it. Which is crazy because women will talk to and date guys who are not Giga Chad, guys who are not super rich. Like, it happens all the time. In fact, it happens so much to the point where women need to be told to not date bums. What society emphasizes to be important to a woman in a relationship versus a man is just a different type of currency. It's not money, but it's looks. Which is crazy to me because men are always the ones talking about, oh, women only want Giga Chads. Men only want Stacy Lights. What the f are we talking about? Men are also hypergamous. Like, I genuinely do not know why men get so pressed when women want somebody who is like rich or well off or whatever. Oh, women want these like guys who are like super tall and buff and good looking and super rich, but like this woman doesn't deserve it. Like, what does she contribute? It's like a man would want the same. Like, a man who isn't is gonna want a woman who's like a good woman, a good wife, a cook, a cleaner, and then super hot. And it's like he doesn't deserve that either. Deserve? If you can bag, bro. So it's like, why are you mad? Like, men need to calm the fuck down. You're the same. You're literally the same.
Reason number 37 why I love men is because when they're planning a dinner date, they'll literally search up on their phone restaurants and then like scroll through the restaurants and they'll be like, yeah, I found this really great spot, I'm gonna take it to you. And I can't even explain to you why that's so wrong. And the men in the comments are gonna be like, what's wrong with that? And that's why I love you guys. You're like a little goldfish in a bowl with no idea what's going on in the rest of the universe. I love you.
Yeah, men have no idea what's going on around them because the rules that women set for men constantly contradict themselves. Plan a date and pick the restaurant, but don't choose based off reviews. Put in some effort, but don't try so hard. Be ambitious and chase your dreams, but also be available to me at all times. Be emotional, open up to me, but not that emotional, that's needy. There's actually only one guy I know that's making the effort to listen to women like this and keep track of all the rules that women have for men.
He's a 10 out of 10, but when you go for drinks with him and there's a straw in his drink, he uses the straw.
I know it might seem that from all of these rules, women are clear-minded, like they know exactly what they want. It's the exact opposite. These women have zero clue. All of these rules are an expression of how lacking in self-awareness they are. We seriously have an entire generation of women who say with a straight face that they are attracted to nice men who are kind, who treat them well, who are gentle and emotionally open, while at the same time they have one-night stands with bad boy jerks who treat them terribly. And the fact that their actions and their words completely contradict each other doesn't even seem to
Mirror, mirror on the wall. Wait, I'm not the problem. But don't worry, because contrary to your mother, to your sisters, to your girlfriends, to your supporters online, I'm here to tell you that you are probably in fact the problem. And you're probably some pretty little package all wrapped up with a little toxic bow on the top. So you might be asking, okay, well, give me some examples of what does it look like to not have accountability? Well, for starters, you're always the victim. It's everybody else's fault, but you're never the common denominator. If you're constantly blaming society, your parents, your exes, you might lack accountability. Getting defensive instead of reflective. You might lack accountability if your first instinct is to immediately cut people off without communicating. Now, I'm not saying that there's not some people that deserve to be cut off, but if you cannot communicate your feelings like a grown adult, sis, you might be part of the problem. Avoiding hard conversations. And if you keep repeating the same patterns but expecting different results, you might lack accountability. But I get it. When you're used to being validated and never challenged, accountability is going to feel foreign. It's going to feel like you're being attacked. All right, so let's try this again. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Yeah, I see it now. The work starts with me. You'll have a blessed day.
And you know, modern women are upset that a lot of men are ignoring them. If you've ever seen that show, That's So Raven, where it seems like she, you know, just kind of walking around doing whatever she's doing. And in the middle of her doing that, it kind of stops and it goes into a flash and she gets a vision because she's supposed to be a psychic. A lot of men out here are Raven. A lot of men out here are getting visions. They're walking up to the woman, or, you know, kind of walking through and doing their thing or whatever it is. And it's like, oh, she's pretty. I think I'll go shh. And our eyes glaze over. And all of a sudden they see a vision of them being called creeps, getting done wrong, modern women acting crazy. And all of a sudden they jerk out of the vision and be like, I think I'm going to go home.
Whether she has her own money or not, a man's role is to provide. It doesn't matter if she's independent, successful, or can buy everything that she wants on her own. A real man still shows up to provide, protect, and take care of the woman in his life. And no, we're not just talking about money. Providing means offering stability, love, effort, and security. It means making her feel safe, emotionally, mentally, and physically. When a man takes pride in being a provider, it's not because she can't do it herself. It's because he understands his role as a partner to protect, support, and make her life easier, not harder. That's part of what being a man is all about. Providing is about effort and responsibility. Even if she's got her own, stepping up as a provider shows her that you value her and want to add value to her life. It's a way of saying, I've got you. And every woman deserves to feel that from her partner. So don't let her independence fool you into thinking that your role doesn't matter. Whether she has her own money or not, your job is to provide. Not because she needs it from you, but because that's what a real man does. Remember that.
On the count of 3, we're going to say our body counts at the same time. For the first time.
Okay.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, 650.
Oh! You're joking, right?
No.
You're joking.
Yours is not 4. Come on.
You're joking, right?
I mean, it's like 6 something, like 612, but I stopped counting. What?
You're joking.
I stopped counting after like 600.
I'm downloading Tinder right now.
Why?
I gotta catch up. What are you talking
Yours
about?
Yours is not 4. Why are you lying to me? I thought we were gonna be honest.
Oh my god. Who cares if mine's 40? You just said 650. I'm downloading Tinder.
I didn't say 650.
I gotta catch up, bro.
600.
I gotta get Bumble. I gotta get
like
Hinge.
What are you doing?
I'm about to be clapping cheeks. What are you talking about? 650's crazy.
I'm not gonna be with anyone since we're together.
I'm like, dude, screw that. You've been with the whole freaking city, dude.
Dude, no, I haven't.
Dude,
why are you mad?
I don't know if I'm attracted to you at this current moment, nor will I be in the future.
Rude.
Okay, well, you lied. That's rude. You told me it was 3. And I was your 4th.
Now, being that when I saw it, now I have a background of actually being sexually abused as a child. and experienced that. Now, the opposite of what happens for someone like me was I saw Me Too and was just like, it was the first time that I had said like, hey, this has happened to me. What I noticed was a shift where when men started to say, hey, this happened to me too, women pushed them out. And that was more of the corporate, like, that can't happen. And I'm like, I actually know people who have been abused. I have been in relationships that were toxic. I know my guy friends who had said like, hey, they called me and they're like, what do I do? And I'm like, why are you calling me? They're like, I don't know. But where it was like, I don't know what to do. And I just had this happen, like either being assaulted by another man, and which was something that men are like, we don't share, we don't talk about, like, we will not share that because it just demasculates us, or being abused as a child. And I think what was heartbreaking was that we lost a real conversation with Me Too. Now, in my personal background with it, I had experienced he's too good of a man to do. It was my father. And it was, really hard to hear that because a lot of people were like, but he's just a good social person. Like, he's really smart and intelligent. And, you know, he admitted it, and CPS had admissions from him, and they still did not take it to court. And it's the hardest thing is that 80% of people who have been abused will not report it because it's like, what's the point? I'm going to be mocked. So it didn't actually help the way that we thought it was going to help.
You know, these modern women are continuing to ask about chivalry, excuse me, and, you know, why is it dead? And I think the real issue is men are seeing that their effort to be traditional, their effort to be a gentleman, is not really respected anymore, right? It looks like you're about to disrespect me. And once you start doing that, why would I continue to be respectful and chivalrous to you? And modern women really want men to, because a lot of men I'm still trying to, you know, be respectful, but modern women, depending on the day that they're having, depending on their emotion, they want to continue to be disrespectful. And the man is like, you know, I'm a nice guy, but, you know, I'm not really a guy that you can kind of walk all over, right? And so modern women think they can do that type of stuff over and over again to a guy. And men are just checking out of that. They're stepping back from that. You need to stop acting like an idiot.
Want to know why so many millennial marriages are ending? It's oversimplified to just say people are giving up too easily. It's because men and women are playing by two completely different rule books. Millennial women were raised to do it all. Build a career, be emotionally intelligent, carry the mental load, manage the house, be hot, be calm, be fun. Millennial men, a lot of them were raised watching their moms run the household while their dad came home, sat on the couch and asked what was for dinner. It's not shade, that's just the reality of the 90s. In the 90s, just over half of the households were dual income. By the 2010s, that number skyrocketed. Women entered the workforce full on. But guess what didn't evolve at the same pace? The expectations at home. So now, women are out here working full time and carrying the emotional labor and planning everyone's dentist appointments. And men are confused why their wives are resentful because they're just doing what was modeled for them. Women are out here thinking, I did not sign up to be your mom with benefits. That's not marriage. That's burnout with matching towels. And then those marriages end. And here's the kicker. Nobody actually addresses the gap. Women hop on dating apps expecting emotional availability, shared load, but a very masculine man. And men show up thinking they just need to be nice and pay for dinner and do the same things they did in their marriage. And then everyone's shocked when the same dynamic repeats. Like, hey bestie, this is a rerun. This isn't about hating men or talking down on women. It's about naming the divide so we can stop dating on autopilot. We can't build modern love with outdated roles.
26.
26. Oh, got it. Okay. Okay. Okay, 7.
What number?
7.
Oh.
Okay.
Stop looking at it cheating already. Golly.
You're looking at it.
I don't care. 19.
19. Ah, where's 19? 19, got it. Okay, let's go with 6.
What number?
6.
6? Oh, okay.
Okay,
Let's go with 1.
got it.
Oh shit! I'm just making my X's because I started doing that. Just making my X's.
Wait, what is that?
No, because I was making my X's, but
How do you already have that many X's?
I didn't do no cheating. The camera gonna tell you I didn't do no cheating. 10.
10. Oh my God, got it. Okay.
Hit that cheating butt.
Okay, ready? 9.
What number?
9.
Oh yeah, it's easy, man. Come on, stop. Get your little cheating ass.
You're the
18.
one- Stop! You can't say 18 is already made an X.
Okay.
You need to remove 2 from
1. It's only 1 and that one right there.
You're cheating.
I'm not, you just mad because you losing. You're a loser. I only got 1, 2, 3, 4. I only got 1, 2.
And those aren't even X's. Those are circles.
That's how my X go like that. That's how I do my
X.
X. You do anything to try to win.
Go.
14.
14. Got it. Stop.
I put a line.
Nope.
Okay, I put a line.
Okay.
I put a line.
Okay, I'm gonna go with. Stop looking. 5.
Whoa, are you cheating? Oh, that's fast. I do it down.
Because you're cheating.
8.
Those aren't even circles. I mean,
Those are. That's game. You lose.
wind it back. I think you cheated.
You cheated. You lose.
Is it true that men will always stay friends with the woman they like the most? Let me tell you one of the darkest secrets there is. We men, when we have female friends, we want to fuck them. That's the truth. So pay attention, ladies. If your boyfriend, your husband has a very good female friend, maybe he respects you and so forth, but there's a great possibility that when he was single, he was with that friend with second intentions. Or he's friends with her with second intentions. We men, we true men, when we have friends that are women, we're there because we want something extra. If we have the opportunity, oh, but he's a really good friend of mine. No, if he's got the opportunity, he gonna be there.
That's how I was taught by my cousins who used to go out right and left. They didn't hide who they were. They were very good looking, and they taught me that's what men do. They were very, very masculine, okay? Unless you're gay, then you can be friends with the woman, or you treated that girl as a sister from the beginning, or you grow up with a sister and you see someone as a sister. But once you have sister, you know what the feeling is. But it's, again, like, there are of course different cases, but most of the time he loves you secretly, he's attached to you, please, I don't need anyone with female friends. And again, if you have female friends, accept a woman with male friends. Okay, don't be freaking hypocrite. I hate that.
When a man treats you like a girlfriend, the good morning text, the dates, the meeting the friends, the emotional support, all of that stuff, right up until the point where you ask, are we actually official or not? And then suddenly he gets weird, he gets distant, he says he doesn't want to rush things. Here's what actually happened. He got the entire relationship without ever having to decide that he wanted one. So by the time you ask him to choose, there's nothing left for him to choose, because in his mind, he already had all of it. And I know that might sound harsh, but a man often values and has to take into consideration what he's already had and what he needs to become sure about. He'll be thinking what he has to move towards and what the risk is of actually changing things. Because if you filled the girlfriend role before he ever had to decide whether he wanted you as his girlfriend, then the title can start to feel like a bill for something he was already getting for free. Because you thought if you gave him the girlfriend experience, he would eventually catch the feelings on the way. You thought if you were patient enough, loving enough, available enough, understanding enough, he would eventually realize what was in front of him. But that's not always how it works, because sometimes the deciding part is the part that creates the commitment. The moment someone has to ask themselves, do I actually want this person in my life, or am I willing to lose them? That question absolutely matters. But if he never had to ask that question because you were already acting like his girlfriend without the security of being his girlfriend, then he got to skip the decision. And I know the obvious response is, well, he should communicate like an adult. And yeah, in an ideal world, he definitely should. But that is not always reality. So whether you're sitting there confused about whether he should have chosen you or asking why he never made it official, the honest answer might be that he never had enough reason to.
For example, if I were to get married to a man, but if I was unfortunately, I still find men attractive, but we'll see how long that's going to last. Well, this is all about love. The man who loves me will make sure that I am secure for the rest of my life. But unfortunately, most marriages are not structured or approached in that way. Women are taught to approach marriage from a place of leading with emotion. Again, that's to distract us. Because if we put our emotions aside and focus on the logic and the rationale and the reality of how will this benefit me, most women will not marry men. We will be in commune with each other and leave the men to fend for themselves.
And I think another thing that, kind of confuses men is that a lot of these modern women have a whole checklist of the things that they need you to do. They have a whole checklist of the things that they want you to do. And then when you meet those things, or you're pretty well through that list, like you're checking maybe not every box because nobody's perfect, but a good majority of the boxes, she'll say something like, well, I mean, sometimes she don't even say anything. She just acts disappointed, like, okay, is that it? What else do you have? Like, I expect more out of my man. You know what I mean? And then when he asks, she's like, oh yeah, you're doing great, but I know my friends would do, or my dad would do, or my grandpa, or I've heard stories and tales of my great-great-grandpa, who I never even knew, doing this for my great-great-great-grandmother. So I need you to treat me like that. That's a myth. He never did that. If you go back to her and you ask her actually you can't ask her, because she passed away. Your mother's lying to you. That's a